Hello YouTube. Today I'll be talking about why you should not purchase a used Lincoln MKZ in 2025. I've been getting a lot of comments asking why I only do positive videos on the MKZ. Well, the MKZ has treated me very well, so of course I'm going to say a lot of positive things about it. But for the audience's sake, I've come up with a couple of reasons on why you may want to steer away from a Lincoln MKZ in 2025. Hit that subscribe button and show your support to my channel. I really appreciate everyone's support and will continue to produce good quality content. If you want to connect with other Lincoln MKZ owners, check out the Real Lincoln MKZ Facebook group in the description below. Let's get on with the video, shall we? Reason number 1. The MKZ is poorly built compared to its competition. There's just too many parts sharing going on between this car and the Ford Fusion. I've recently been in a 2016 Ford Fusion, and I was surprised to see how similar it felt to the MKZ in the inside. Even the driving dynamic felt very close to the MKZ. There are a lot of better cars out there for the same price. For example, the Genesis G80 sedan and the Lexus ES both offer better quality interiors, better reliability, and quite frankly, they hold better value, especially the Lexus ES. There's a lot of plastics in the MKZ's cabin, and some of them are breaking, as you can tell right here. And the fit and finish is not the best. Even on the 2019 model I had, the door panels were rattling when I played music. That shouldn't be happening on a luxury car. And this is where my old Genesis sedan came in, and it was extremely well built. No matter how loud I'd crank the volume, there would be no rattles whatsoever on the door panels. You can see here on the headrest on the MKZ, it's peeling off. The leather, or quote-unquote leather, is peeling off. And there's a hairline crack on the wood here. They shouldn't be doing all this, especially for what it is. Yes, this car has over 200,000 miles, but that doesn't mean it should start falling apart. And speaking of the door panels, don't get me started on the rust problem with this car. It is absolutely unbelievable and unacceptable for a luxury vehicle for rust on the door panels. Unfortunately, even every MKZ from 2013 to 2020 will experience this. It's just poor paint quality. And look at mine. Look at all that rust under the door sill. People in the comments will be like, oh, you need to clean that area. Your car is always dirty. Well, for starters, this MKZ gets used every day. So yeah, it's going to get dirty. It doesn't just sit there in the driveway and rot. I do clean this area, but still, the rust just takes over. Take a look at my GMC Envoy that has almost 300,000 miles on it, and there's no rust on the door sills whatsoever. So what does this say? Poor quality on the MKZ. It's just unacceptable. My 1995 Oldsmobile Aurora, it's a 30-year-old vehicle, and it has no rust whatsoever on the door sills and anywhere else. That speaks to volume of the quality of that vehicle compared to the MKZ. Sure, the MKZ is a lot better put together than the Oldsmobile Aurora, but still, it's a newer car, it's only 10 years old, and it shouldn't have rust issues like this. It's just unbelievable. And even on my trunk lid, the paint is just falling off. It's wild. I just can't believe it. It's coming out of a Lincoln. Reason number 2 on why you should not buy a Lincoln MKZ in 2025 is because of its front-wheel drive drivetrain. I personally really like the front-wheel drive drivetrain in this car, but many other owners and potential buyers, especially in the luxury category, prefer a rear-wheel drive based sedan because it offers better handling and driving characteristics. Yes, the MKZ comes with all-wheel drive, but it's front-wheel drive biased, so you'll still get more of the front-wheel drive characteristics, which is not really favored. I personally don't mind the front wheel drive on my Lincoln MKZ hybrid. And in fact, I think the MKZ has a better driving characteristic than my Model 3 Performance. Even though the Model 3 has sharper steering, the MKZ suspension is superb, so it feels well balanced around corners. But still, the front wheel drive characteristics do kick in when you really push her in the corners. Going back to the all-wheel drive system on the MKZ, it is unreliable. The transfer case is known to be problematic. This is mainly due to the lack of maintenance that many owners do not know about, but the maintenance part itself is very difficult. The exhaust runs close to the transfer case, or PTU as Ford would call it. This in turn produces a lot of heat and the PTU fluid will degrade faster. So that means that you'll have to service the PTU sooner than the recommended interval. Many MKZ owners do not know this and they continue to drive until the PTU grenades itself, costing thousands of dollars to fix. Really terrible design in my opinion. Reason number 3, the absolutely terrible turning radius. I've owned and driven many cars before, and the MKZ has one of the worst turning radiuses ever. I will always have to plan accordingly, especially when making a U-turn, because you just can't do it in one go most of the times. It would have to take a 2-point turn. It's very annoying, and when I first bought my MKZ back in 2019, I've almost tore off the front bumper many times trying to turn. People are saying it has a shorter turning radius because it's front wheel drive, but I've driven many front wheel drive vehicles before and I don't remember them having this terrible of a turning radius like on my MKZ. Even my Aurora, which is also a front wheel drive vehicle and it's much longer than the MKZ, has no problems turning, but for some reason the MKZ just doesn't do it for me. Reason number 4, floaty ride quality. The floaty ride quality is not for everyone. After driving in European vehicles, I see why nobody is after the floaty ride quality anymore. The European cars have just a very sophisticated ride to it. It's not floaty, it's not too harsh, it's just a perfect amount of blend to it, which is what many people like these days. The MKZ is a smooth riding vehicle, but this is not for everyone. Yes, you can adjust the suspension between comfort, sport, and normal mode, but it's still tailored toward a softer ride. In my opinion, I don't think a softer driving characteristic suits this MKZ platform. If this had a rear-wheel drive architecture, I think it would have well suited this car. Front-wheel drive and a boat-like ride is a bit too much in my opinion, which is why I always leave my suspension setting in normal. When I leave it in comfort mode, I've actually end up bottoming out the suspension going over smaller bumps on the highway. So I really think the comfort mode normal mode is well suited for this vehicle and not comfort mode. That's just my take. Last but not least, reason number 5 on why you should not purchase a Lincoln MKZ in 2025 is because the MKZ is getting old. The youngest MKZ is 5 years old, and the oldest MKZ is 12 years old. So do you really want to risk it getting into an MKZ and worry about the potential reliability concerns? I know that most people like to get rid of their cars when they reach 5 years old, or when problems start to occur. So you'll be left with someone else's problems. For me, this is not an issue. I've become very handy over the years and can fix basic things on a vehicle if things go wrong. However, the average person does not want to be bothered. They just want a ride that starts up every time and takes them to places without breaking down. If you buy an MKZ, unless it's the hybrid or the 3-liter turbo engine, you may experience age-related and vehicle-related problems. It's up to you if you are willing to deal with potential repairs, but I know for a fact that many of you are not ready to deal with that, with the potential repairs and breakdowns. I totally get it. You don't want a car to break down while driving to an important meeting or an exam, and you want a car to start up all the time. So it's definitely up to you if you want to purchase an older vehicle like the MKZ, but it does come with the risk of things not working. It's kind of like the human nature as well. As we get older, we start having a lot more problems than we used to when we were younger. So think of it like that. If you don't want to deal with the problems, don't buy an MKZ. Or any older car for that matter. That's going to be it for today's video, folks. Again, these are just my thoughts on why you may want to steer away from the MKZ, so it shouldn't scare you from buying this vehicle. Hope you all enjoyed, and see you all next time.